Do you feel like all hell is coming against you right now? Like every door is slamming shut. Your peace is under attack. Your finances are under attack. Your identity is under attack. I get it. I really do. And I need to tell you something that you might not want to hear. That's probably because all hell is coming against you. But here's the reason why that truth should actually encourage you. You see, the size of your struggle is often the clearest indicator of the size of your calling. Let me say that again. The size of your struggle is often the clearest indicator of the size of your calling. You see, Satan doesn't waste ammunition. He's not attacking you just for fun. He's attacking you because you're a threat. If your life had no purpose, no calling, no power, you'd be no problem to him. But the fact that you're under attack relentlessly is evidence that you carry something on your life that scares him. Let's get real for a second. Ephesians 6:12 tells us, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, and against rulers of the darkness of the world." You're not crazy, you're not weak, you're not cursed, you're called. And that's exactly why you feel like you're being resisted at every turn. Look at the life of Joseph in the Bible. You see, Joseph was destined to be a great leader. God gave him this powerful dream. He was to be the deliverer during a famine, someone who would save an entire nation, including his own family. But before the palace came the pit. Yeah, he was betrayed by his own brothers, thrown into a cistern, sold into slavery, falsely accused of assault, and thrown into prison for years. Forgotten, overlooked, mistreated. And yet, Genesis 39 repeats the same phrase again and again. The Lord was with Joseph. And guess what? The Lord is with you. Why? Because the enemy was trying to sabotage a destiny too powerful to ignore. But no matter what came against him, God's hand preserved him. Joseph went from pit to prison to palace, and what the enemy meant for evil, God used for good. When you're chosen, you are often crushed. When you're anointed, you're often attacked. Jesus said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." Then there's David, who was just a shepherd boy when God anointed him to be king, right? You remember the story? But he didn't ascend to the throne just right away. After killing a lion and a bear, it's bigger than any struggle I've faced, let me tell you. He faced Goliath on a battlefield when no one else would. And even after that victory, he ran from Saul for years. Just because Saul was jealous, right? He hid in caves, he was betrayed by close allies, and endured what most would have felt like an unending warfare, right? Yet through it all, God was shaping him into the great leader that Israel needed. The opposition wasn't a sign that he was doing something wrong. It was proof that he was stepping into something right. And you talk about a big calling, he was in the lineage of Jesus. So let me say it again. The size of your struggle is often the clearest indicator of the size of your calling. If you feel like all of hell is trying to stop you, it's probably because heaven is about to move through you. God never wastes pain, he redeems it. He transforms it. He uses it as a platform for his power. So don't give up, don't count yourself out, and don't misinterpret the storm as the absence of God, okay? It can often be a sign that you're about to step into something greater than you've ever imagined. Someone I love and admire has faced so many struggles that I can't even imagine, and that's Caine. You know, she grew up not knowing that she was adopted until she was 33 years old. That's just a year younger than me. Okay, telling my age. I know, but I can't imagine. And then she tells the story of how she was sexually abused for years and carried this deep shame, fear, and rejection even into adulthood. For a long time, Caine believed the lie that she was invisible and unworthy of love or purpose. But when she encountered Jesus, everything changed. He began to heal the broken heart parts of her and show her that her past didn't disqualify her, it actually prepared her. You see, not only did God restore her, he raised her up to fight injustice. Her big calling? Christine Caine founded A21 Campaign, one of the world's largest anti-human trafficking organizations, rescuing women, children, and men from the very kind of darkness that she once lived through, right? What the enemy meant to silence her voice, God used to amplify it across nations. She often says, God will take your mess and turn it into a message. I love that. And she is living proof of it. And here's what you need to catch about her story. Christine's past didn't disqualify her. It actually qualified her, right? Why? Because in God's kingdom, your deepest wounds often become the very thing that God uses to reach others. Romans 8:28 says, God works all things together for the good of those who love him. That means nothing is wasted. Not your trauma, your struggle, your mistakes, your pain, none of it. So if your story is messy, don't count yourself out. That might be the very reason might be the very way that you could be used most, right? Another amazing example is Jeremy Camp, and I'm going to try not to cry through this because this is such a powerful story. But he is a Grammy-nominated Christian musician known for his songs like Walk by Faith and I Still Believe. But these songs were actually birthed in deep pain. When Jeremy was only 23 years old, he married his first wife, Melissa, who was battling cancer at the time. And just 4.5 months after their wedding, she passed away. He was devastated, as you can imagine, angry, confused. He had prayed for healing. He believed for a miracle, and yet he was left with a loss that didn't make sense. But it was in the middle of that heartbreak that Jeremy picked up his guitar again, and from that place of raw grief, he wrote, I Still Believe. Like I said, I'm going to try not to cry. Not as a cliche, but as a declaration that even when life breaks your heart, God is still worthy of trust. The enemy tried to use that loss to shut him down, but instead God used it to open the hearts of millions. And to this day, his music has brought healing and hope to people around the world. And the movie, I Still Believe, shares his testimony with even more. Here's the truth. When the enemy tries to take you out with a loss, God can use that very loss to launch you into your next assignment. You see, pain doesn't mean that God has abandoned you. Sometimes it means he's positioning you. Here's what I want you to get. Sometimes God allows us to walk through valleys, not to punish us, but to prepare us. Psalms 23 even says, even though I walk through the darkest valley, the valley of the shadow of death, one version says, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your valley is not your end. It's your training ground. The shadow proves that there is a light nearby. And the pressure you're under is now preparing you to carry a greater weight of glory later. Do you see a pattern in these stories? The most powerful ministries often come from the deepest wounds. The most impactful callings are forged in the hottest fires. The enemy sees what you are carrying, and he's trying to stop it before it manifests. James 1:2-4 says, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters. I know it's hard. Whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Your struggle is not a tomb, it's a womb, and God is birthing something in you. So what do when it feels like all hell is coming against you? You stand firm. You speak the truth of God's word. You praise even when it hurts, because praise confuses the enemy. Your warfare is big because the work you're called to do is even bigger. Don't give up in the middle. The enemy sees what is coming and he's terrified of you stepping into it. If this word encouraged you or spoke to you today, I want you to comment below, I am called and I am not quitting. Let this be your declaration. Share this with a friend who's been under fire as well, because they probably have, even if you don't see it. Sometimes what they need most is someone to remind them, you're not under attack because you're weak. You're under attack because you're anointed. Like this video if it encouraged you. Subscribe if you're ready to walk boldly in your God-given identity and purpose. And always remember, your pain has a purpose. Your fight has a finish line. And your calling is worth every ounce of resistance. You're not crazy. You're called.